In terms of my projections, what I project is in a year, all these neighborhoods, maybe with the exception of the last two we discussed, I can confidently say. Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to go through the 5 cheapest neighborhoods in terms of detached homes in Toronto, not the greater Toronto area, but Toronto, the municipality of Toronto. This is all based on the Zoocasa report, and at the end I'm going to give a quick bit of analysis about my opinions, and that's it. Let's get on to the video. As always, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate and Remax Realtron Realty Inc. You can find my contact information in the description box. Feel free to get in touch with me if you have any questions. As well, please subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Click the like button if you want. If you don't like this video, or you think it's a bad video, or you're just tired of my face, feel free to actually give me a thumbs down. Before we get into the facts, I just want to make a couple of disclaimers here. This is a Zoocasa report, so I'm going based on this report. Then I'm looking at the numbers to compare it to last year as well. So I'm going based on the TREP reports for the comparison. Lastly, in terms of disclaimers, I don't think the Zoocasa report has the best method. They've done median price, and median is a good metric or a concept to use in terms of statistics if you're trying to look at a certain thing. But you know, in terms of the price, in terms of determining one of the most expensive and cheapest neighborhoods, I don't think median is a concept that's good for this use. I think average is much better, which is mean. So just keep in mind that the prices I'm giving you for detached homes in these areas that I'm saying are the cheapest are median prices, not the average price. As I was drinking water here, I dripped some on myself, unfortunately, so I hope you can excuse that. Area number 5, neighborhood number 5, E10. Now, what does E10 mean? We designate E10 as West Hill, Centennial, Scarborough, that area. As you can see on the screen, what the particular area we're talking about. The median price for a detached home was $967,000, which when you compare it to last year, as I do with these on the list, is an 15% increase, right? Now, keep in mind once more that this is a 15% increase in the median price, not the average price. Although I haven't looked at the average prices, I would suspect that it's not that far off. Nonetheless, E10 comes in at 967. Before we get to number 4, just something you know though, like E designates the east part of the city, W's designate the west parts of the city, and C's, which you won't be seeing any of in this video, will be designated central parts of the city. We'll get to this later in my analysis, but just so you know what the letters designate. Next up, coming in at number 4 is another E04, which is the Kennedy Park area. Comes in at $916,000 as the median price for a detached home. This, once again, year over year, represents a 15% increase. With number 3, we go to the west side of the city with W10, which is the Rexdale area, more specifically Rexdale Kipling, coming in at the median price of $891,000 for a detached property. This has been a common theme, as I'll get into my analysis a bit further, is even though central locations are still the most expensive areas, West and East have seen the greatest percentage increase, but even within that fact, it's for some reason that the percentage increase, although experienced by once again by both West and East, has been more exacerbated with the East. And I'm not even talking within the city of Toronto. You go all the way to Whitby, Ajax, Pickering, you know, they're all-time highs, like all-time highs in the history of Toronto real estate. Go watch those videos where I discuss that in my channel. Coming in at number 2, the second least expensive area in Toronto in terms of detached properties, according to the median price, is E2, which is the Morningside area. Once again, you can look at the map. Coming in at an average of $890,000, which once again represents a 15% increase year over year from last year, same time. And lastly, coming in number 1 is the W3 area, which is the Hillsdale, Eglinton West area, coming in at $875,000 for a detached property, according to the median price, which represents a 13% increase from last year. Those are the cheapest areas within Toronto, according to the median price, to get a detached home, and most of these I would suspect are not new builds whatsoever. This is where we're going to get into the analysis portion of this video, where I break down these numbers. And exactly, let's start there. These are not new properties. This is just detached properties, right? So most often I would suspect some of them are not 2 stories. If they are 2 stories, they're older 2 stories, potentially built in the 70s. Most of them are probably bungalows or side splits, maybe 1.5 story. If you're not familiar, these are property types that were built in the past far more often than they are built now. In terms of percentage increase, right? You know, the central locations of the city, whether it be condominiums, obviously condos right now are subject to different, trends. But detached, let's go with detached, right? Or freehold, semi-detached even. Central parts of the city definitely are the most expensive, right? I've never once said on this channel that prices have decreased. However, even though they're the most expensive areas, the central locations, so anywhere by Yonge, Bathurst, the C's, the C7, C14, all of that, starting from Steeles all the way to Lakeshore, going through Eglinton, Lawrence, St. Clair, Davisville, Bloor, Queen King, Finch, Shepherd. All those central locations are still the most expensive areas, and obviously intersecting with Bayview, Bathurst, and Yonge. All those central locations are still the most expensive areas. However, they're not at all-time highs. What's at all-time highs is east and west locations. And I'm not even talking within the city of Toronto, as I previously mentioned. But even with the west location, Mississauga, you go all the way to Mississauga and they're all-time highs right now in terms of prices. Whereas central locations still are not as high as they were in 2016, which was the peak at that time. In terms of my projections, what I project is in a year, all these neighborhoods, maybe with the exception of the last 2 we discussed, I can confidently say that they will be either very, very shy of $1 million for median price or just about north of $1 million. I see this happening earlier than next year, same time, which is September. So earlier than September 2021. But just to be confident in my projections, I'm going to date it as September 2021. That these neighborhoods that have been the least expensive that I've listed in terms of areas that you can buy a detached home below $1 million, I don't see the median price being below $1 million in a year. Anyways, that's a quick video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it was informative. Please feel free to subscribe, comment, rate, and review. My contact information is in the description box. Get in touch. Let's discuss real estate if you have any questions. And thanks for watching.